Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Dartmouth Curling Club. We're so excited to have you tuning in to the 2019 Deloitte Tankard, the Nova Scotia Men's Provincial Curling Championships. My name is Selena Thompson. I am joined this evening by Liz Garnett.
Hello.
Thanks for coming. So we are featuring Sheet D. If you're watching the scores and watching your favorite teams online and you're tuning in here, you're probably cheering for one of these two teams, Team Stuart Thompson or Team Chad Stevens. Thompson coming in with a 3-0 record, and Stevens
Also 3-0.
Yeah, no, oh, they are 3-0. Sorry, I was thinking they had a loss in there, but they're 3-0. So this is a big game for both teams. So we will, after this, have one team go to one loss and the other one go to 4-0. And if you've been watching along on nscurl.com, the scores, you can see the standings. We'll give you an overview of all the teams. It's an 18-round robin, so there's 7 games each. So this will get us past the halfway point for all the teams as they make their way toward playoff weekend, when the top 3 teams will go into the semifinals and the final. So we've got ourselves started off here. We had one stone come down from Team Thompson, lead Taylor Ardeal, and now we're seeing Kelly Middlestat, the lead for Team Stevens. And you want to run through the rest of the lineup for us?
Yeah. So on Team Stevens, we have Kelly Middlestat playing lead, as Selena just said. Graham Brecken playing second. Peter Burgess playing third. And Chad Stevens skipping. Team Thompson, we have Taylor Ardeal at lead. Travis Coulter at second. Colton Steele at third. And Stuart Thompson at skip.
And there is a 3-way tie within our tournament for first place right now, and that is between Murphy, Thompson, and Stevens. Jamie Murphy, the 3-time defending champion, is currently playing Stuart's brother, Kendall. Kendall at a 2-1 record. So they're looking to push to the 3 wins and give Murphy their first loss. And Murphy would like to continue on undefeated. And then the other 2 matchups we have, if you switch over and you want to watch Sheet C, that's featuring Doug McKenzie taking on Kevin Ouellette. And you can watch the scores online for Sheet B, which is Fitzner LeBlanc, and Ian Fitzner LeBlanc is playing Brent McDougall. So you can catch again all those scores on nscurl.com, but we're so happy to have you here with us. And we'd like to thank our streaming partner, 360 Live, for bringing the stream to all of you folks at home. We're at the Dartmouth Curling Club if you want to come out and watch too. We've got all the way through to Sunday. Yeah. So we should get back into the game here. We've got Team Thompson. We've got the blue pants, they're throwing the blue rocks. That's how I'll remember it.
Team Stevens has one buried, sitting on the button behind Tankard.
So we're on to second stones. These are 10-end games. The thinking time is 38 minutes per team. And we've seen this throughout the week as a little more of an open style play in the first end, but as I look across the sheets, there are a couple guards in play, so it seems like teams are starting to get their rhythm and maybe trying to put a little bit of pressure on even earlier. Often we were seeing them wait till the 3rd or 4th end to get things going, but it's looking a little more active out there tonight.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of blanks in the first couple ends. I'm surprised, especially. Looks like Murphy and Kendall Thompson are getting into a bit of a messy end over there.
It wouldn't be a provincial championship if we didn't have a little bit of excitement in the first end. We are also at the Dartmouth Curling Club running the Deloitte Tankard in conjunction with the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, the Women's Provincial Curling Championship. So we do have draws coming to you all week. Our draws through tomorrow and Friday are at 9, 2, and 7. So if you hop back on and pretend that you're working, you can watch curling. That's what I do.
So that stone's coming a little deeper than they would have hoped there. Stuart's just going to elect to get rid of it because Chad has hammer, I believe.
Yes. Teams would have, or they completed a pregame practice, one each, where they were able to throw rocks up and back, and then a draw to the button for last rock. So Team Stevens had the rock closer to the button. last rock. So they're sitting 2. Looks pretty good for 2 points. So Stewart just asking Travis to hit the open one. So we'll probably see a couple open hits here. For Team Stevens, the goal is to keep 2 yellow stones in the rings after they've thrown. And for Team Thompson, ideally they can bring those 2 yellow stones a little closer together through this series of hits. Try and set up a double and get themselves out of giving up a deuce. Right on the nose.
Right on the nose. Is he going to go? He's going to try to work through center guards here. Not quite. Yes.
Yeah, we're seeing the run back, so I think a lot of teams would probably just play the hit game here, but
this is a little risky.
Play the run.
He has faith in Colton's upweight shots, I guess. Got to be careful. You really have to make contact with someone here. You're going to allow Chad to be sitting 3 with hammer.
This looks like a soft weight, so more of a tap shot.
Oh, yeah.
It's really curling Taylor Ardeal's trying to keep that straight, keep the line straight. Makes contact with one of the yellow stones, but they'll both remain in the rings. The shooter will stay up front.
Luckily for Stewart, they're both behind the tee line and bunched together now, so if he does get an opportunity to try to knock those out, it would be a double, but definitely not ideal allowing your opponent to sit 3.
Yeah, and that really was the wrong side of the rock to hit that on. If it had been on the high side, there were 2 yellow stones to run into, so be happy with that. And of course, Team Stevens, we're down the 3rd stones.
Just going to try to bury another one around the center.
Yes, use the guard that's in place. Peter Burgess throwing 3rd. This is the first year Peter's curling with Chad. Chad, of course, was runner-up a couple years ago, and 3 years ago, I think, and Stewart, the opposing skip, runner-up 2 years ago, both to Jamie Murphy, who's also on the ice now. But Peter's rock over curling and wrecking on the guard leaves
opening that double right up for Tim Thompson. Maybe, no, they're pretty close. I was thinking he might be able to make the double and roll behind the Blues, but just be looking to
double the yellows.
Yeah.
If we seem confused, everybody, it's because we're slightly not behind the sheet. We're trying to look at it overhead.
Yeah, and he just gets it on the nose.
So blue rock right on the button. It is open, so still a chance for 2 here for Team Stevens if they can make a nice hit and roll on Peter's 2nd. We'll begin the skip stones after this. Waiting for this to curl up and make the roll behind the guard. And that looks like a really good shot.
Nice shot. Did come out the other side a little bit, but it's definitely covered enough to make Stewart think about the run back.
So what was the end call? The run back?
The run back, I think.
So that's the opportunity for 2 I was talking about for Team Stevens. A nice roll there from Peter, still keeps that 2 alive, even though he wrecked on his first. Those guards out front, not on the center line, tend to favor the team with hammer. You get something behind this late in the end, you have a good chance to score a couple. Stewart can't see enough of the thrown yellow stone, so he'll play this run back. Looking to remove both yellow stones.
It's close. Ooh, and he will get it.
So makes the double on the yellows. The run back removes both the raised stone and the one in the rings. Shooter rolled over to the front of the rings, though, and there is a little grouping of blue stones. So Chad still has 2 rocks remaining to 1 of Stewart's. So he'll try and sink this yellow stone behind those guards. They're tight to the rings, so he'll want to get this as buried as possible, but won't want this to go behind the tee line and give Stewart a chance to cut down the scoring area. This is a tough shot here. If you can get a piece buried, it's good. Then Stewart would be forced to play a hit, and Chad would have a blank.
I have played a few draws on this path earlier in the end, so they should know this spot pretty well.
And they would have practiced this in the pregame as well. Typically, you throw that path to the button. Your skip wants to be comfortable with the line. They're expecting about 4 feet of curl here.
I like the waves. Doesn't look like it's moving much.
So we got Kelly Middlestat working on as the inside sweeper to try and get it to curl, but that is not going to finish.
Wow, that
buried
bending.
It did at the end. I don't think it got all the way under.
Kettle, maybe that's a new nickname.
Kettle Middlestat. Hope none of his friends watching. No.
So I'd say that's mostly open. It's hard to tell from here, but at least half open. So we'll just come, Stuart will try to throw some soft weight and try to remove that stone to prevent Chad from scoring 2.
And Chad will be okay here. It's kind of, he's looking at, if Stuart misses, it's a straightforward 2, and otherwise he could get the blank out of it. These blue stones at the front aren't in. So for his last of the end, this is Stuart Thompson. Looking for a soft weight hit.
Got Taylor on it, trying to make it curl. Looks like it's really hanging out there.
So the draws are making that late curl, but one just skinnies by. So here's the draw for 2 for Chad.
She didn't quite come up for him. It seemed like Chad's took a long time to start curling there, and it really only started curling almost when it was top 12.
At the hog line, it was still out there.
Yeah.
Take that finish.
So I guess that little extra weight, if the weight's not coming off it, you're not going to quite get the finish that he's expecting. So pretty straightforward, exact same shot as he just threw, and he only needs to bite the paint for 2. Sweepers seem to like it.
I give him a good chance when he just threw that shot. So
yeah,
there it is. I'll stick around and good for 2 points. So putting up in the first end, Chad Stevens with a nice pair of draws. That's the skipper's deuce, 2 points, and he'll lead Stuart Thompson 2-0. We'll try and keep you updated with the other games as we see the scores posted. You can always check nscurl.com for the live scoring as well if we're not fast enough for you. In the Mackenzie Ouellette game, looks like Kevin Ouellette blanked the first.
Even at this level, people aren't great at putting their scores up quickly, are they?
That's the most frustrating thing, watching the online scores, and that you think it's 15 minutes, they should have a new score up, but I'm not seeing it. But
must be a blank.
We rely on the players to post the score.
No score on Sheedy yet. Quite a mess over there. So we'll see how that one turns out. Kendall about to throw his last stone against Jamie Murphy.
So we have Kelly Middlestat starting us off here in the second. For Team Thompson, we got Taylor Ardeel lining up. I do have to say hi to his mother, Lynn. I know she's watching. And listening. So
Hi,
hi, Lynn.
Nice shot there by Kelly. Good job setting up the end. They know Stewart's pretty much forced to put up corner guards at this point, so we get Stone set up nicely. Top 4.
Yeah, that's a great place for Leeds first stone. You like to have it deep enough that you have room to put another one in the rings. I guess now is a good time to bring up the 5-rock rule. It's changed the way things have played, or teams have been playing this year. Of course, the team with hammer has the ability to put up 2 corner guards without the risk of appeal. But what that's meaning a lot of the time is the team without hammer is able to put up a few good stones along the centerline path. So sometimes we're seeing the team with hammer elect to not put up their first corner guard, play into the rings, or hit, and then that keeps the number of the team without hammer stones to a minimum. I don't think we're at risk of that here with these 2 teams. Neither of them scared to play with rocks in play, so we'll see. Rocks in play. They neither skip's scared to throw that last draw. The whole teams through both lineups are well versed at a variety of shots.
Good setup.
Graham Brecken back on Team Stevens. Graham hasn't played competitive men's for a few years. He went to provincial mixed nationals last year, or 2 years ago. Sorry, and then has decided to come back and play in the men's. Chad's been playing with Kelly at lead for a few years now, and I think this is the 3rd year for the Thompson lineup. I should remember these things.
For who, sorry?
For Stewart's lineup. I think it's their 3rd year together.
Oh, it's their 3rd year. Taylor's just trying to freeze on top of Kelly's top 4 stone.
It looks like a good one. So a good series of stones here in the second end. Both leads doing exactly what their skips have asked them to.
High-level lead play here on a Wednesday night.
I always like seeing these series of draws, trying to line up the angles. Teams will do this for a few shots, and then when one's not really happy, they'll start to blast or play some hits.
It's exciting for us as spectators, though, with all these rocks in play.
That one hung a little wide and hit the blue high side. Yellow's still shot, but there is a blue in the 4-foot, and the shooter is rolled open. Chance here to get another blue behind cover, playing a hit and roll. Travis Coulter will probably have to ricochet off his own after hitting the yellow stone.
Showing a little more weight at this. He's a little bit tight. See if he'll clip it and be able to stick around with it.
So the second shot blue stone spins out the back. The shooter rolls up in the 12-foot. Looked like that was tight out of Travis's hand. We saw the sweep call right away. So he'll be disappointed to roll the shooter open. Nothing's behind cover. So Graham will have this hit and roll behind cover.
Hanging a bit too. No, they will get a little flip inside. Stewart's going to have to address this rock, I think, on the 4-foot, or at least some of the guards that are protecting it.
Yeah, 2 yellow stones in the rings. It's not ideal for the team with hammer to do much with, and center guard up front. So I think they'll try to leave their corner guard and do something with that center guard, run it back.
Looks like there is a hole there.
Oh, they're playing the hole.
I guess in this case, if you end up clipping one of the guards, then that's a pretty good plan B.
Yeah, I suspect they'd be more happy hitting the center yellow stone.
Yeah.
leaving the corner guard, as we mentioned last end. The team with hammer likes those corner guards.
It's not a lot of weight for this hole.
Colton's working to keep it straight. This one's over curled.
Bump that ball into the rings.
Yeah, so the light weight would be the reason for the over curl.
I'm surprised at that weight call going through that port.
So for Team Stevens, they're okay with the situation. They got 3 stones in the rings and they're throwing.
Yeah, it's definitely ideal for them that yellow stone has really remained behind cover pretty much for the entire end.
And we did have a blank, Liz, you guessed right, on sheet B, Fitzner LeBlanc versus McDougall, so McDougall will keep hammer. And it was a score of 1 for Curtis Thompson versus Jamie Murphy. Murphy will have hammer second.
So that looks like it may have opened up a double on those 2 stones, on the 2 yellow stones for Chad. I think that didn't quite curl up like they expected it to.
Yeah, a bit frustrating, as you hate to give the other team a shot. The shot stone wasn't accessible, but it is now. So looking for the double, got a little bit of a roll, but the 4-foot is open. I think the shot stone is available for Chad to hit. Still 3 yellows in the rings. I don't know what Peter can see of that. Maybe a portion of it. Doesn't seem like he can see enough. Quarter maybe. And there is jam potential on the back yellow. He can hit it very, very thin and pick it out.
Luckily,
about that jam.
the ice there's been nice curl this week, so if you can see some of it, you can make it. And that looks like what he's going for.
So this would be just to pick that blue stone out of the rings. Lots of weight here from Peter Burgess.
Gotta be a little bit worried about the jam on the back yellow. You don't quite curl up enough. Just like that.
And that is what we talked about. And the other 2 yellows spinning out of the rings. I think blue is, from the overhead, yeah, blue is now shot. So they will be thrilled with that result. This is a draw to sit 2.
Things can really change in a couple of rounds. So looking to split the house here?
Yes. The other option would be to go around the center guard. I think for the reason that Peter's first Yellowstone didn't curl, they are not coming around those blue stones.
This looks a little bit heavy.
You can see it coming down the sheet, and it is moving quickly.
That is not stopping.
So, I don't know if Chad can see any of that blue shot stone. It looks pretty buried, so he'll have a draw here. He could always tap his own up, but that's out pretty wide.
He risks even if he comes around these guards, they're not overlapped at all. So he is going to give, I don't think they are anyway. It's hard to tell from this angle. They're not overlapped. So even if he does make this perfect, Stewart will have an opportunity for a pretty short run back to sit to. Those are too easy though.
Yeah, I think Chad, in order to get any finish, based on what we've seen so far, will have to play it pretty tight to the guard and try and get it as close to the tee line as possible to give himself that finish. Now, he did throw a really good one in the first end. Had some good finish.
Yeah, the curl seems to be pretty weight sensitive. If you're a few feet too heavy, it's really going to hang out and glide further than you want it to. this is Chad's first skip stones of the second end. Sweepers like the weight. They've got Peter on the inside. He's trying to make the rock curl.
Graham.
Oh my God, sorry. Graham. Peter's in the house, calling them to make it curl.
Just
and
didn't get
not
the finish at all. So
wow.
It's wide open. I think Stuart and Colton are calling the inside roll, so they may be able to actually roll the shooter under.
A little bit of air between that guard and the edge of the yellow. Wow, that weight was pretty much perfect.
Yeah, I suspect the teams are going to maybe not play come-arounds in that spot as much. Just didn't get that finish.
They were sweeping it hard early, which that will straighten it out slightly, but even so. I'm surprised. I think it's been curling a bit more this week than we're seeing here.
I do know, I was with Marion McCauley the other night. She said the rocks, these are the provincial rocks, so they're not the ones here that are from the Dartmouth Curling Club. She said they were touched up over the summer, so you would expect that they would have been kind of worn in. You wouldn't see big changes during a tournament like this. So they're looking for the roll here.
Get an inside roll. And he will get the inside flip.
So you think this is going to force Chad into a run back?
Yeah, he does still have this yellow available. I don't know if he would have the whole thing. I think I would be trying to run that blue back. You do run the risk of being wide and jamming again.
I just don't think there's a good draw play here because there's no
isn't.
Finish around that stone in the rings.
tap is an option for sure.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was wondering. Either a run back, but you're running a blue rock back. You
We
never want to run it into your own.
We haven't seen much out this far, so it'll be interesting to see how it curls.
If he can make it, it'll be a great shot. If Chad can hit about half a rock on this yellow, pop it into the 4-foot area.
Yeah, that'll be behind two blues. It'll be very difficult for him to access that. I guess he'd have a double tap, maybe, which would be for 3. I think he would go for it if this is perfect.
So we'll see how this rock behaves. We haven't seen anything out this wide. Peter Burgess has his broom outside the 12-foot, so this is a bit of a guess, and it'll be a bit of a guess for weight as well. But these teams would have played shots like this on other sheets, and so they can
sometimes it can be a little bit, the pebble on the ice can be a little fresher when you get out this far, and it can surprise you how quickly the weight can come off. Let's see.
Go. Chad Stevens on his last. Still one to come for Stuart Thompson. Chad's looking for the chip on his own yellow stone to try and sit shot. The line looks 2 blue counters. Sweeping to get it to curl.
It's close. Is he shot? He is.
It looks like shot stone. So great shot from Chad Stevens to sit 1. Still 2 blue in the ring, so I think no real option but a run back here.
This is pretty precise. They're not quite overlapped. They're about edge to edge, but you really have to hit this directly on the nose to make this shot.
It is a shot for 3. Chad didn't have much of an option, and in turn, Stuart doesn't. He could draw for 1, but when you have a chance for 3, you play the run back.
Especially down 2, you got to take it. Luckily, he does. He really just needs to make contact with that yellow. If he rips the yellow out and only scores 2, I think he would be okay with that. But sticking it for 3 is a big opportunity.
So last rock, second end here, down 2. Looking for a run back for 3.
Close. Just over over, swept that. Well, he didn't sweep it much. He kept thinking it was going to come over, but it didn't. So that's a steal of 1 for Chad Stevens.
So Chad will lead 3-0 after 2 ends of play. Team Thompson will continue to have the hammer in the 3rd end. And just looking across the sheets in the Mackenzie roulette game. Roulette scored 2 in the 2nd. They lead 2-0. And no one else has posted their scores. But thank you very much if you're just joining us. You are watching the Nova Scotia Men's Provincial Curling Championships, the Deloitte Tankard for 2019. Of course, these 8 teams all vying for the title of provincial champion to go to the Brier, which is March 2nd to 10, and that's in Brandon, Manitoba at Westoba Place. We've got some excited families inside, all cheering their teams on and hoping to get to go to Brandon. And if you're joining us courtesy of our streaming partner, 360 Live. They're working hard all week to bring you 2 games every draw for both the men's Deloitte Tankard and the women's Scotties Tournament of Hearts. So keep watching and tuning in. You can follow the live scores on nscurl.com. And we're also keeping an eye on our 2 provincial champion junior teams, Caitlin Jones and Graham Weagle, who are in Saskatchewan at the Canadian Junior Curling Championships. They both advanced to the championship round. I think they both had a record of 4-2 through the preliminary round, so they're on to the championship round robin, and top teams playoff for the first 2 of the playoffs on the weekend. I got all the formalities out there, so back to the game.
What do we got here? Kelly's first stone went a little bit deep, back 4. But Stewart, now down 3, is still forced to put up some corner guards. Looking to get a multiple score going here.
You probably see something similar to the last end, the corner guard, and then something on the center line from Chad with that stone back 4 foot. He's probably not as thrilled with that as a top 4 stone, so Kelly looking to put another one in the rings.
Did we update on sheet E yet? Looks like Murphy scored 3 against Kendall Thompson in the 2nd end. So he's leading 3-1 without hammer.
And a score of 3 on sheet B for Brent McDougall after a blank in the first. Took advantage of that hammer and scored 3, so he leads Ian Fitzgerald on 3-0.
So Team Thompson looking to put up a 2nd corner guard. Kelly went a little deep on his 2nd stone as well, so having things behind the tee line isn't ideal for them.
And we are on Graham Brecken's throw, first of the 2nd stones, so he cannot peel yet. So I think we'll see another draw to the center line. Chad's asking for this one to be just tight to the rings. And then we'll see what happens after that. We'll see a series of soft weight hits and peels.
This one's going to get a little interesting, I think. Love it.
Both teams know the game plan of the other team. For Chad, it's get a couple on the center line and protect it and then start to peel. And for Stewart, it's to get those corner guards up and then see what you can do. Now this one from Graham looks like it's coming a little deep.
Be back to those.
Full 8 foot.
But Team Thompson will have an opportunity to remove some of these stones and maybe roll behind a corner guard.
Yeah, that's why Chad wanted that stone higher, a tight guard. A hit and roll behind a corner guard wouldn't be available if that yellow stone wasn't in the rings. So Travis Coulter up.
Calling line out of his hand.
He's going to get the
the
roll
top.
behind the guard. Might go a little too far.
I think it's going to roll out.
It's been a couple stones Travis has been tight on, so I just wonder.
Yeah, they
see a broom adjustment, or if they're curling across that line.
A little skipper's powwow happening right now.
So the peel here from Graham, no surprise. They're up 3. Get rid of those guards.
Good peel there. Pretty routine shot most of the time for most of these guys.
For Team Thompson here, just looking to nose hit. If this is made, we may see Chad go for another peel and try and bring play into the rings.
I thought this might be a slow round.
Gotta stick your shooter around. Yeah. Again, this one's curling, so Colt Steele is on the sweep, keeping things straight. Keep these yellow-blue combo lined up nose to nose. They're a little offset, so Peter can peel the blue stone out and likely leave his. Might hit this on the nose and leave a shooter there. I think the call is just for the pick on the blue.
Yeah, I think so too. There is still a corner guard up there, so he would definitely prefer to leave his Yellowstone remaining in the house.
Peter, no stranger to the pressure of the provincials. I think it was 2013 when he threw last rocks for Glenn Ketloud. And he was actually playing with Colton, who he was playing against now, and won the provincial title.
Good shot there. Peeled Stuart Stone out, and Stuart's now forced to address that yellow in the rings instead of just having an open draw around the corner guard. Is he freezing it?
Yeah. Trying to keep some kind of protection in behind. Still on just on third stones with 1 remaining each after this.
This is that spot we saw a few stones. They're not really curling here as much as
late finish. It's going now, though.
This one's going, yeah.
Made a little more contact with the yellow than Stuart would have wanted there. Gives Peter a chance to actually hit sit 2. Kelly sweeping this to curl. We don't want the shooter to roll out.
Looking to remain behind that. Oh.
Yeah, if it was going to roll, they didn't want it to roll and stay behind the guard. They would like to have stayed open. Behind the tee line and behind the corner guard.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to give Stuart anything to freeze too behind that corner guard. He could just start lobbing them.
So is Colton going for the draw here? The yellow stone is biting the back 12, so chance to put something behind the corner guard here from Colton. For the line call. I don't think sweepers mind the weight.
Looks like it's curling nicely now.
Risk there is that corner guard's wide. I don't think they'll get shot out of that.
I don't think he's too concerned about shot right now.
So Chad's going to come down to it. It's always the risk of putting those stones behind the tee line. It's guarded, so Chad can't hit, so the draw is the call.
trying to just freeze right on top of that blue. Sit 2. Seems to have his weight tonight, Chad.
Yeah, I would suggest that Chad's bread and butter is his draw game. I find that's usually the case for a skip. You gotta be pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
He's throwing that draw.
This is coming down pretty nicely. It's about as well as he can make that. So Stuart still has 2 stones here to try for the skipper's deuce. He's going to pretty much try to follow Chad's stone right on top of those 2, freeze right on the tee line. Let's see if he can generate a 2 here.
Get forced to any points, you may as well try and get forced to 2. That's the goal behind this call. Just follow the other 2 stones down. So it's curling a bit earlier than the others. Although with sweeping, it's holding it pretty straight.
The line looks okay. They may be going for weight.
Gotta get it there to be shot. They were sweeping their lines. So that'll sit right on the corner of the yellow stone. I don't think. Just wondering if
that blue is out counting the back yellow. I think it is. Oh, it's so hard to tell.
Tricky.
We may never know.
And it's important for Team Stevens, of course. If the yellow Stevens stone is shot, they don't need to worry about that blue stone. If you don't know, you can't really take the risk.
On second thought, I think it's the yellow. Who am I?
So if yellow is shot, Chad can play a draw somewhere else in the rings. He's just wondering, and I wondered too, if you could see the blue stone. There is a guard in play.
Yeah, we'll take a vote in the club. Who thinks it's blue? we got a split crowd in here too.
And we are always better inside at telling which is shot.
Absolutely.
Compared to the
There should be microphones in here. We'll just tell them what they do all the time.
Never lose when you're behind the glass.
No. Play 100% every day. I think they think it's blue based on how much they're talking about addressing this
they
stone.
would be likely just playing a draw to not lead a double otherwise. So Chad can freeze down to that again, although it's a delicate shot. And if it's missed, it will leave a shot for 2. He'd love to force Stuart to a single. Yeah, if they think it's blue, he's actually going to try and hit it. See what he can see.
It's not easy to remove. With I don't know if he can see the whole thing. Can he? It's hard to tell from here.
Sure. The first blue throw is over buried, and then I think the yellow is
about buried
behind, and then the blue might be.
Yeah, he may have the whole thing. We're definitely going to see some weight on this one.
Graham's already way ahead here. So this is Chad Stevens on his last, looking to remove this blue stone and force Stuart to a single. Got to get by the guard.
Oh, and it jammed on the back.
He got by so tight to the guard that it jammed. If he had hit that high side, I think the blue would have gone over top of the yellow, but really unfortunate after getting by that guard. So it leaves a draw for 2.
It was a good sweep. Good sweep. I thought that was definitely good. So Stuart just has to get full 8 foot for 2. He has a backing using his own stone.
all been there where we had the backing, we threw too heavy.
But
I
you
did it
have
last
backing.
night.
Yeah.
It was an open draw for 3, and I ticked my own, and I was worried I only
The-
got 1.
The
But we got
classic,
2.
you have backing, board weight shot.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to play the backing. I was trying to throw it to the tee line, but
Yeah, we learned that early. We don't play with that.
the mental game.
So the sweepers seem to like the weight here. They're just going to be keeping it clean, making sure it doesn't pick.
I'll say it too
Maybe,
close to
yeah.
it. It's a little
Looks
strong.
like they have the backing though.
And just rubs their own, so that'll be good for 2. And that will bring the deficit down to a single point. Stevens will still lead, though, 3-2, and we'll have hammer in the 4th end. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Selena Thompson. I'm joined by Liz Garnett, and you're watching Team Stuart Thompson versus Team Chad Stevens at the 2019 Deloitte Tankard Scotia Men's Provincial Curling Championships. We're very pleased to have Deloitte with us once again, proud sponsor of curling for a number of years now. It takes a lot to make these championships happen. We do have some amazing volunteers and the ice crew here at the Dartmouth Curling Club, trying to make conditions and the whole experience great for this group of 8 teams vying for the title.
Have any more scores up?
We do. We have a 3rd end out of the Mackenzie-Gillette game. Mackenzie's responding with his own 2, so tying things up at 2 apiece. Gillette with hammer in 4.
And looks like a blank on sheet E for Kendall Thompson, so he's still trailing Jamie Murphy 3-1 with hammer.
And in our game, down a point, you don't typically play in the ring, so a tight center guard called from Taylor.
Yeah, you're tight. Pretty tight. Okay. Line's really tight. Just over.
And Chad's up a point, so he doesn't need to guard. He's just going to ask Kelly Middlestep to throw the come around.
Like it really
Diving.
slowed down. I think that surprised them a little bit, but that's still a really good spot, top 8.
That was the turn, the right-hander's in turn. We saw no finish from once it crossed the center line, but in that case it did have good finish towards the center line. So on the button.
Yeah, I was thinking that was the same spot. We were a little closer to the 4-foot line before. So Taylor's just trying to freeze on top of that. Yellowstone, I believe.
I think that one just coming up a bit light. Might have been a guard call actually instead of the freeze, but it was either light for a draw or heavy for a guard, and still can't be removed. We're still within the 5-rock rule. So Kelly will try and sink another one behind those guards.
I think that must have been a guard call. They really weren't sweeping that at
I have another score update for you. Brent McDougall stole one against Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc in the 3rd, leads 4-0. Fitzner-LeBlanc picked up their first win earlier today, this morning, against Kendall Thompson, in his first loss. So as we go through the week, everything tightens up. We get some separation at the beginning of the week. We had a few teams at 2-0 and a few at 0-2, and it's starting to come together now. Teams picking up their wins and other teams their first loss.
Sure, they is looking to freeze on the Yellowstone that was just thrown.
You don't want to stay with this. If you put it here, we can use it if we need to, right?
It's a pretty precise shot.
We're
How
playing a feeling like this
the house
one.
is looking right now.
This.
Not much of an option though. You don't want to remove your guards that were thrown. You'd like to force here or go for a steal. Just pop the yellow back a bit. Doesn't have to be shot. Chad's probably not going to pay too much attention to the stones in the ring. Got a big piece of bubble gum in his mouth.
I didn't notice until right now. Sizing things up here for the run back.
Yeah, the only worry with playing a double on the guards out front, of course, is running it back on the stones in the rings, because those are both blue stones out front.
The way the stones are lined up in the house, it's tough to jam it completely.
A little bit of a jam there, but the important
I'll
thing
still be
for
happy
Team
with that.
Stevens is they removed the 2 center guards. And for the team with Hammer, they're not super worried about scoring, but they do not want to give up a steal. They'd be happy with blanking. Or taking it easy too. So that's the reason the peel is called. Well done, Graham. Jiggled the things around in the house a little bit. The yellows are now behind the tee line. Nothing? Is this a guard call?
No, he's freezing
Oh, it's a
the
freeze.
yellow kind of like behind the blue. I don't know if it'll curl that much here though. And this is looking a little heavy. He luckily has this yellow here to save him, but I don't even know if it's going to curl that much.
So it goes to the yellow in the back. A little sit shot, but Chad's just concerned. There's a couple blues in the rings. And his stones are behind the tee line. They're actually helping Team Thompson right now. Not being in front of the tee. No matter what he does here, Graham throwing is probably going to leave a pocket, a freeze pocket, so it's...
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting situation because he's going to be sitting 3, but
Not
he's
in a great
also
spot.
leaving a lot of opportunity for Stewart to freeze since they're all behind the tee line. Being wide here.
So that blue right on the nose, leave the shooter just biting the button. Leaves leaves a hit and roll here. Less of a pocket. If he had Graham had rolled into the center line, it would have left a draw pocket, but this one is now on the tee line and actually leaves a chance for a hit and roll. I don't think there were a lot of great options with that hit. You just kind of had to play it.
Yeah, you had to get rid of it.
Throw down to Mate Stones. This is Colt Steele. And this one's curling. They do have a catcher, but they have to make contact. So rolls into the yellow on the side. They want to hit that a bit thicker and not move that back yellow stone. So this is a short run back. Probably going to have a jam on one of those back yellows. Those are the yellows that Team Stevens isn't loving, but we're seeing the sequence of hits to try and clear the house. Neither blue removed, but the stone in front of the rings is still a yellow Stevens stone. So we'll be all right with that. And they do remain shot. It's a back house yellow stone. So there's a draw potential and on both sides actually, coming across the center line and actually coming with the right-hander's out turn. And Stewart's asking Colton to play across or use my words, off his own stone.
throwing weight at this? No.
I think like a back house, back line kind of weight. Try and get the down weight to get the curl.
He's not. He's hoping to have 3 blues in the house.
Yeah.
This is really crowded. Wow.
Sweeping to get this by the top yellow. And if it does, oh. So that wasn't the call. Worked out okay, although the shot stone is now behind the tee.
This has been a weird end.
It's been an end of slight misses.
It's odd to see this much touch play when there's no guards.
Yeah. For Team Stevens, they were looking to clear things out and had a couple shots not quite go their way, so they're stuck with some stones in the rings. They could play, I think Chad really has to kind of preserve his ability to score here. He doesn't want to give up a steal. So in order to do that, he could raise his own yellow back. He could play a hit off
a thin double.
the side blue.
Thin double on 2 of those blues.
Peter likes the run on the yellow. I tend to agree just because it opens up the drawing
front,
path.
yeah.
I don't think there are as great results that could come from hitting any of the blues first.
Peter likes it, and he's throwing it. You should let him play it.
Yeah, 2 very experienced back-end curlers. And a very experienced front end. This team certainly would have no shortage of opinions, but it's nice to see Peter come down and try and figure out what he's looking at from the hack. He's running the yellow back.
Wow, nice shot.
Makes the double, and will the shooter stick around? Spin back, just does not, rolls out, but a very good result on that stone. Now that back blue is complicating things for Team Thompson. It's in the way. He could just rip that top yellow. Chad would have a hit to sit to and maybe a little double. And they're talking about playing soft weight, trying to stick the shooter. The risk of that is curling too much, of course, and not removing the yellow, having a jam. I kind of like just peeling.
Me too. This isn't a great steal opportunity, that's for sure. I think there will be better for Stewart.
This looks like a up weight hit, just
really, yeah, you really want to be careful not to remove your back blue.
And after getting the 2 points in the third, Stuart Thompson wouldn't necessarily want to give up a deuce right now.
Yeah, he needs to just at least have 1 blue in the house after this.
And that'll do the trick. Chad doesn't have much of an option here. He's through his shot, his color, and just want to roll his shooter to a place where there's no double. So looking across the face of the stone, ever so slightly, and roll the shooter to the other side.
So looking to roll this as far as possible.
The other option is to not roll it far and leave a very steep double or a slash.
I'd rather leave.
Thick
I
double.
think a slash double is a lot easier than a. It's tough to roll as far as you need to without touching it. Looks like this one might be hanging a bit.
I was going to say rolling right on top would be all right too.
That double is actually pretty difficult. He's going to have to throw a heater at this.
The other option is nose. I don't know what they've elected to do. I kind of like the nose hit, actually. Sit your shooter right on top.
It's got to be perfect, though.
the double's very difficult. Those two yellow stones are pretty close together. Makes the double more difficult. The first rock you hit needs to carry momentum, and a lot of it comes out of it and hits the back. We'll see what the I think the double's probably what he's throwing here with this up weight. And the top yellow goes out no problem. So good shot there, and I think Chad will be okay with the blank here after a lot of rocks in the house this end, and some interesting angles and some interesting half shots, I think we'll have to call them.
Yeah, that was a roundabout way to get to a blank. Looks like Thompson just gave up a steal of 2 to Jamie Murphy, so he'll be trailing 5-1 with hammer after 4.
Yeah, he was facing 4 at a tough,
really
soft
tough
weight hit and wrecked on a front stone, and ended up facing 4, gave up a steal of 2.
Down 4-1 with hammer though in a 10-end game is not insurmountable. 10-end games are long. Down 5. Still not insurmountable. Really, it isn't. A lot can happen in a 10-end game. It's a marathon.
Much like the week. So we saw Chad throw his stone through the ring. So after 4 ends, the score will remain 3-2 for Stevens with hammer. Let's see if we can have an exciting 5th end going on. Skipper, but couldn't wait for the 5th end break. Colton will hold the broom for Taylor. So again, we'll be looking for the tight guard. Try and get something going. We did have a score of 1 for Kevin Ouellette against Doug McKenzie, and so Ouellette will lead 3-2. That was in the 4th end. And we'll give you an update when we see it in the Ian Fitzner LeBlanc Brent McDougall game. McDougall up 4-0.
Looks like Fitzner is drawing
for a couple.
2. And has backing. And pretty good backing with a few extra stones behind it.
We will let you know. I'll guess that Fitzner LeBlanc will be on the board after this one.
Yeah.
If he isn't, then he screwed up really badly.
Yeah, it would be tough to not score here.
So at the center guard, I don't know what happened to Kelly Middlestat's stone. That would have been a come around attempt and came up light and curled. So there makes a second center guard actually great for the other team, for Team Thompson. Taylor can now play a come around to the top 4. And we missed Ian Fitzner's throw. We had some clapping. I think he got his 2 points. So it's McDougall will continue to lead though, 4-2.
Really sweeping this one. Trying to make it curl now. If Taylor can bring this up in front of the tee line, Barry, that'll leave Stewart in a good position here. Just
like
above the tee line, yeah. Top button.
They were sweeping to get that curl, not to make it go as deep in the rings as it is. I would have loved that rock higher, but still a good result.
It's pretty important too. Yeah. It's always that trade-off. Berry versus heavy.
Yeah, line versus weight. That's why curlers yell so much.
So we're just trying to follow Taylor's stone down here, trying to rest right on top of that blue. Might bump it back a bit.
looks like a good rock. They're getting
curling,
good
yeah.
finish. Comes right to the nose, bumps it back. Blue remains shot, but it's now behind the tee line. Not an ideal position though for a steel stone. You don't want your hopeful steel rock to be behind the tee line. It can go out of the rings pretty easily.
We're just gonna try to jiggle things around a bit.
Travis Coulter throwing second stones.
It's a little heavier than the last few.
Just waiting for that curl, so they'll sweep it at the last few feet there. Was a little heavy, Liz, and blue still remains shot, but the shooter rolled open. This gives Graham Brecken a chance to lay another yellow in there above the tee line. Just soft weight here. No need to throw a missile.
So he will just pretty much knows that. He flopped a little bit to the left side. Still sitting one. And I think Stewart's just going to try to come right up to the top four and rest on that yellow stone on the tee line. Not necessarily looking to B-shot stone right now, but hoping to set up some angles for himself to make some moves later in the game. Sweeper's really working on this one.
I want to bring this into the 4-foot area. And we'll get it to half a 4-foot. Good placement in terms of
Angles.
having another stone in there angled onto the yellow, I think it's yellow second shot. It's hard to tell.
They
which
swept
shot.
that the whole way down, so ended up a pretty good result. Looks like Chad's gonna address the guards. He's not loving what he's looking at in the house with two center guards.
Yeah, he's not
He's
liking
going for the double
not
peel
liking
here.
the situation in there. We're on second stones. I like to think that a team usually will decide to bail either by the second stone or the first mate stones.
He did get the single peel, but missed the back by a sliver.
I almost think it wicked it a tiny
Yeah,
bit.
me too, almost.
So in terms of the house is a little more friendly for Chad with that top guard gone, but there is still a center guard, and it is a Thompson stone. So is this a guard call?
I think he's
playing-
coming into the rings. I think he wants to be center line, top 8. He's trying to protect the blue, yellow, blue combo, I believe.
Just tuck this a little bit around the center guard.
Yeah.
Sweepers are on this one early too. Wrap that around the guard a little bit. So two blues are queued up to go onto that yellow stone if anything makes contact with the top blue. I don't think any blues are going anywhere.
No, I don't think so either.
And the stone to run back is also blue in color. So a bit tricky with the angles for Team Stevens. I think they have to remove that center guard. It's not helping them right now. but they're going to be running it back into a pile of blue. We'll probably see yellows fly out of the rings after this is thrown. But Chad will be just looking for something to be able to score as we get down in the end. We're on the first mate stone for Peter Burgess. This is a run back.
Overcurled slightly, almost clipped his yellow there, and that actually would have ended up pretty good.
Great.
Yeah. Your plan B, if he had managed to make any contact with that yellow, the shot stone blue on the tee line would have been moved at least enough to not be shot stone.
So in terms of the angles now for Team Thompson, I think they look okay in the rings. You do have the chip on the side yellow that you just mentioned, Liz. And a raise on the higher yellow, the one that is just nibbling the forefoot.
Yeah, you have to be careful. You don't really want to make your move too early, but now with no guards, you're almost forced to move this stuff around.
Yeah, a guard will help. I always say with curling in situations like this, you're calling the other team's bluff, so you're deciding, do we put up a guard because we think they'll still peel it? Or if we put up a guard, are they going to make a play into the rings? And so is it the right time to continue playing a guard?
I think you guard.
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
we have 3 stones left. I don't think it's time yet. I feel like.
But if you do guard, what are you protecting?
You're protecting the yellow. Yeah, and you got to make sure that you're on the right side of center line. It's really just the yellow. Everything else is good for blue, right? All the other angles.
Yeah, there is an angle on both yellows, so that's the issue.
But the angle on the other yellow is pretty tough and is way more risky for Team Stevens.
The button one?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the button yellow is a pretty easy shot for Chad right now. Whereas if he were to slash the top 4 yellow into the button yellow, that's a lot riskier.
Right.
So I would think I would rather leave him that.
So, and that is what they're guarding. They're guarding. I think they're guarding.
I think they are
that
too.
you're referring to, the one that's just by
looking at the screen and analyzing too hard.
I think it was the guard. They were talking about a stone tight to the rings in front of the forefoot situation.
So, yeah, line is very important here.
Line's always important.
Well, certain times more than others on guards.
An open draw to the rings, I guess, is important. This one looks good. I think they wanted to stop curling now. So that'll do the trick.
So he was talking about a tap on that top 4 yellow, an angle tap, just to sit onto the button and keep that blue stone behind the tee line.
So
that's
this
a pretty good call.
This is when you call, when I was talking about calling the other team's bluff. So Chad's not going to peel the guards. They're going to make a play on the stones in the rings.
Interesting. If he can make this, it's...
If he makes this, he'll sit 2 and with overlap blue stones in the front. So the idea is good. You have to make it though. So Peter Burgess will be the one to do it.
Showing his touch here.
Chad just doesn't want to have to make this later.
Yeah. I thought it might have been Chad's first. So I thought it definitely made this. Now Kelly sweeping this early for line.
They want to keep this straight. They have to hit it high side. Nose just goes through the rings, so they will hit it into the blue stone. So yellow sits 1 and 2.
Yeah, and now there's a guard there blocking the slash double. So how are those angles right now? Not great. Stewart, if he hits that top blue, I think the yellow on the tee line right now is just going straight back into his blue in the...
Yeah, you can probably play it with enough weight to eliminate both the yellow and the blue. They're talking about maybe playing with soft weight, which is an option
Just bumping
as well.
things back.
The advantage for
think-
Team Thompson with those two blues out front is, or sorry, in front of the tee line is that they are in front of the
Yeah.
tee line.
If he makes a move here, then Chad's only stones will be behind too. Well, only stones. Shouldn't say that. They still have the
We do have a busy
side
house.
12, yeah. All things going.
So I think that's the call, is a soft weight tap. Similar weight to what Peter would have just thrown.
So this is Stewart's first skip stone of the end.
Soft weight tap. Blue, blue, yellow. This looks like a board weight. Just pop the yellow out a little bit. I think that's
I think blue is sitting one.
what they were trying to do. Now the two, the thrown stone and the first raised blue are lined up to go back onto the yellow back 4 foot. And I don't think there's a way to get into the shot blue stone. It doesn't look like there's a hole, but there might be.
There might be with, even if you can get to it, you can't remove it with all the stones behind it.
What
too.
an interesting end.
I know, this is great fun. Love it.
Spectators here are very excited as well.
Fully engaged.
Throwing bets on who's shot and who's not in the other ends, if you were paying attention. And we do have seating. If you come to the Dartmouth Curling Club, we do have seating out in the ice shed. Bring your hat and mitts, because it is a little chillier than inside the clubhouse. But you get to hear all the teams talking. It's really fun to be out there where everybody's playing.
Atmosphere is electric.
So Chad is hitting, eh?
Throwing a bit of weight at this. I think he's just trying to.
He's trying to give himself a shot here. Wonder if there could be a little bit of drag. Well, the blues
On
aren't
the
super
blue.
close together,
I
but
don't know.
this isn't
Not
a ton
no,
of weight.
not a ton of weight at all.
So he might be playing through the hole.
I think he is. Okay.
Let's see if he can navigate the port. It's hanging wide. So Graham's on it to
Trying
make
to
a
make
curl.
it curl.
Still on the
Making
front
contact
blue.
with the front blue. Ooh. What is the situation? I think blue is sitting one, and I think that the back yellow is second shot.
One shot remaining.
Two
per
stones
team.
left.
One blue coming at you, and then one yellow. But for Team Thompson, they're eyeing a chance for a steal here. They've got a guard out front. They are shot. And there's not a great way into the 4 foot area for Chad.
You got to be
There's,
careful here, because the top 8 yellow stone, Chad can see a little bit of that from the hack, but I don't think he can make a move on that because of all the back.
Yeah, he'd be angling it.
Yeah, right into his
his
own.
own.
It's one of those ends where it's like everything you see, then
And
there's a
you're always
counter for
looking
it.
at what the other are getting low in time as well. I'm always the time checker.
Yeah,
Most of these
we are
teams don't
eating up
play
time.
quickly. No timeouts called yet. Each team has 2 timeouts. But for Team Thompson here, they're just looking at, like, can we sit 2 and have a good chance at stealing 2? I think guarding doesn't do much. I don't think Chad has a great shot right now for a point, except maybe a hit and roll off his own into the rings. I don't even know if that's there. They're kind of indicating now.
I think they're talking about potentially
Making that shot. In off into the button area.
I think they might be talking about potentially wicking the left blue top 4 foot a little bit further onto the button.
Chipping it for
Yeah,
shot
I
or
can't
second.
really, I don't know how much they have. It looks like they only have about a quarter of it.
I don't know what they're going to do. They've called a timeout, though, so they're not using any of their thinking time. I mentioned teams have 38 minutes of thinking time, so that's the time that the rock is not running down the sheet. It's the time taken to call and start to deliver the stone. And so at the halfway mark, you like to see 19 minutes on the clock. Both these teams have just over 18 minutes, so they run a little tight for time, but as far as my experience with both these teams go, they always use up every last second of their time.
There's Coach Kevin Patterson out on the ice. He's an expert input.
So they'll have a chat with Kevin about what their options are here. It's often nice to get a fresh set of eyes on things, and they'll just talk about whether it's beneficial to play one shot over another. I think they're in a pretty good position right now to try and steal.
I'm trying to think, if you were Chad Stevens and Stuart, say this is what you were facing on your last stone, what would you throw?
I don't know. I would probably play off the side yellow into the button area.
Yeah. But
it's
there's
fairly
guards.
low
That's
risk.
really, no, they're not that great of guards for that shot. You can make that. Yeah.
Yeah, from the hack, the yellow on the side is exposed. So I almost would be tempted to play that and take it away for Chad.
Yeah, because you don't want to get too greedy here. A steal of one is really good to tie the game up. You really don't want to go for sitting two and somehow giving Chad a shot that wasn't there before. So let's see what they decide here. Okay.
Playing a little tap on, I think to try and sit two is the goal that they've gone for here.
Tap on that top 8 blue. Try to flop a little bit to the center line to protect your shot stone and then maybe sit two. Okay.
This is probably just going to be played with back house, maybe back line weight. You're moving a couple stones. You have to throw a little bit extra compared to a draw. I haven't seen a lot of ends with this many rocks in play.
Oh, it's fun.
So this is Team Thompson, Stuart Thompson's last rock. Chad Stevens still has one to come. This is a tap. After timeout and exhausting a lot of options. Looks for this one to hit the blue. Curl to the center line. Just do a little tap here.
Oh, I don't think he got second shot. He didn't.
No, it had to curl a bit more. It takes away Chad's shot, or it might still be there.
I think it might make it easier.
Yeah, you're with up weight. Yeah. That had to curl just a little bit more.
Yeah, it's pretty, if you hit the inside of that yellow now, it's pretty hard to miss, whereas before you had to be a little more precise. So that was the risk with trying to sit two.
And so now Chad looking at this, it would be for a bundle. If he ever hits this too thin, he could give up a couple points. He's looking at the hit score.
I think it's only for one, isn't it?
I think he can
he can
ricochet.
around the horn
Yeah, around the horn for two.
Around the horn.
So maybe not a bundle, but two. So last rock here, fifth end, up one. Chad Stevens looking for one or two. This is an in off, so not easy. Sweeping early.
On it early.
We're by the guard.
He is by.
And into the button.
I think he might have got two.
Just wicked the top blue. So one for sure for Chad. Didn't look like he had much of a shot there, but opened up a little bit just on a slight under curl.
By Stewart.
Might put a measure on that. We've seen the laser come out. You're used to putting the stick on things as the measuring device. No, they'll take them off. So we'll see when the score gets posted. We're not good enough to tell from up here. And they're calling it a single. So after 5 ends, Chad Stevens will lead 4-2 over Stuart Thompson. Thompson with hammer. And we'll catch you back on 360 Live at the 2019 Deloitte Tankard in 5. Welcome back, everybody, to the 2019 Deloitte Tankard, the Nova Scotia Men's Curling Championships. My name is Selena Thompson. I'm here with Liz Garnett. Hopefully, if you've been watching for the first 5 ends, you've been enjoying our commentating. We had a very fun 5th end.
Very
the
exciting.
idea of fun is rocks and play and not knowing what to do.
Who doesn't love rocks and play?
We've got Chad Stevens leading Stuart Thompson 4-2. Chad took a single in the 5th after a very eventful end with lots of rocks around the forefoot. So I expect to see no less than that many rocks in play this end, the 6th end. We do have a 10-end game going on here. Teams we mentioned are a little bit short on time. We do have thinking time in play, and both are a little under the halfway mark for thinking time, so we'll probably try and speed things up this end and give themselves some time in the last few ends. But for now, we saw Kelly Middlestat throw a rock into the top 8'4" Team Stevens, and then a corner guard from Taylor Ardeal.
Stuart showing off his immaculate skipper sweeping technique.
Skips are not traditionally known for their sweeping abilities. That's the running joke.
So I think Chad's
Curling
coming into the
circles.
house here again, just trying to sit on top of his yellow, tap it back a little bit.
Put a better one in there. This one looks like it's going to come up just beside Kelly's first stone. So we'll see, yeah, no surprise here. A second corner guard go up.
Big excitement at the club, drawing for 50-50. You could come on down any night this week, win the pot for yourself. So Team Thompson's going to want to make this corner guard as even with the other blue corner guard as they can to avoid leaving it double peel at any point.
And a reminder, if you didn't hear earlier, the winner of the Deloitte Tankard will represent Nova Scotia at the Briar, and that is taking place at Westoba Place in Brandon, Manitoba, March 2nd to 10th. It's a nice trip out west. Manitoba's always got a huge curling fan crowd, so there'll be a full house there for the Briar this year.
Chad's hoping for a center guard here, but it's coming a little bit deep, so he's going to end up coming right back to his Yellowstones already in the house. So he's got 3 Yellowstones, all on the 8-foot, all bunched up.
So the group to chance here actually for Travis. He could make a hit and roll behind a corner guard, but I think the call actually is a nose to try and leave this blue shooter on top of the house and in front of a Yellowstone. Needs to curl though. We were just commenting on the break. Liz and I were discussing seeing a little bit less curl this game. That one actually didn't even make contact first with the top stone. Seeing a little bit less curl than we might have seen from previous days, from Monday and Tuesday. We're on to day 3 here. So Graham could peel a corner guard, but this blue stone on the top of the rings is accessible for a hit. This one's hanging wide as well. Peter's trying to get it to curl. Don't really want to lose the shooter, and they wanted to remove that blue stone, but
That might be
spin behind the guard.
Although it is behind the tee line, they've left Team Thompson here with a blue stone behind a blue corner guard. So that's not an ideal result on that shot for Team Stevens. Stuart's going to try to use his corner guard on the other side of the sheet and sink another blue.
That's 2 stones in that one path just now that ran really straight. So we'll have to see an adjustment for the line on those hits if they're up late. Now here is a spot where we saw the second end. Not a lot of finish, but this one is taking off like crazy.
Not sure it has the legs to get there.
He's already on the guard. Wow, we did not see this kind of finish earlier.
That was pretty light though. Travis hasn't had his best day. Still time to rebound though.
So can Peter Burgess see this blue stone? I think it's fully buried. So this looks like a freeze call. A little risky there with a blue guard out front and
two blue guards on the other side now. They're not overlapped at all, so they're both available for runbacks if need be later in the end.
I know Chad he'd like to steal here or force. He doesn't want to give up 2 and be tied after 6 with even hammers, but Team Thompson having hammer coming home, so he'd like to force Team Thompson to do a single. This one looks like a good stone.
Yep.
Just rub off the top, but that yellow stone is mostly buried. Still available for a draw. This was always the risk with playing that come around freeze instead of peeling the guard, that the rock was behind the tee line and you'd leave a freeze. And now you still got lots of corner guards in play for Team Thompson. Have to be careful though, if the scoring area is being cut down. Steele with his first 8 stones here in the 6th. So he's curling. Sweepers are working hard. It's by the guard.
Does it have enough power to bump that one back enough? It will sit shot behind the corner guard. Is it buried?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's might be over buried actually.
It's close for shot too. I do think it is just barely shot over that back yellow. But as we know, the overhead camera angles can be deceiving.
So I think Team Steven, they're pretty committed to this come around game. They're coming around a corner guard, trying to corner freeze that stone. We did see this in
this is pretty risky. Pretty risky play here. Up by 2.
This one is not quite curling enough. Like to corner free. Sweepers don't want to touch it. They don't want to rub off. Yellow sits 2 now, Team Stevens. But
it's 3, I think.
Oh, you might be right, yeah. But the 2 yellows that are first and second shot are available for a double and roll behind the guard. And that will leave a lonely Yellowstone in top house. So if Colton can make this double, we'll see how Chad can respond as we're getting down to skip stones after this.
We got Travis sweeping this for line right out of Colton's hand.
Travis not looking up whatsoever. He knows he's got to go. Make contact. Oh, just missed contact with the back yellow. That was hard to miss that way.
Yeah, it was. That was pretty down weight too. That was really only hack weight. Forward.
So there's 3 blue stones in the rings, but Chad sits 1 and 2. So if he can play freeze here, all of his freezing up till now will pay off.
Yeah, this looks like all of a sudden a pretty good situation for Chad. He's got quite a wall there to freeze to and pretty much eliminate all of those blues from becoming scoring stones.
And we've seen Chad throw some really good draws so far this game.
Yeah, he's been playing great. He hasn't missed much today.
And that excellent, you know, we talked about his draw game and then he throws the in off for the single and 5th.
Yeah,
so
he's an all-around guy.
I haven't seen his family members here, so I can only assume they're home watching or upstairs.
Oh, this looks like it's like it's on the front.
Yeah, I think that might have grabbed something. I'm surprised if Chad threw that light.
He's cleaning the path, so it looks like it did. Unfortunately for Team Thompson, they're looking at these blues, checking to see if they outcount that top yellow one, and I don't think any of them do. So that is a saving grace right now for Chad after that unfortunate Stewart is also forced to address this stone, even though it's behind the tee line.
Can't ignore it if you want to try and bring your other blues into play, which of course they would like to do.
So I think he's looking to come down here with soft weight, hit that, and roll behind the center line yellow. Luckily, if he does come over onto the center line, I don't think that Team Stevens would have a draw path to follow it down and freeze just because of all the corner guards in play.
Yeah, asked for a lot of rocks, and we got it again.
I know, I'm loving
this is
this.
the 5 rock
I
rule.
am loving it.
2 corner guards, and you don't peel them, and this is what happens. So soft weight here. Stewart's first.
Travis pulled her head down again.
Use Travis to his full extent so far.
His sweeping's been great. He's looking, he's working hard tonight.
Gotta get this by.
But he's gonna be rolling the wrong way. He's gonna make nose hit. So there is
Travis. Oh, he looks a little tired.
there is a big old pocket for Chad to draw into. But I think
seems like the hits here this end for Team Thompson just played a little light and getting more curl than they're expecting.
Yeah.
There is good finish around those guards. We've seen the draws finish nicely. And the hits, the soft weight hits are doing the same. Of course, you have to up the weight and it's going straight, so it is a little delicate. But Chad will have a second shot here at the freeze.
This seems like a pretty easy shot to come down and sit in that pocket. You gotta be, this is pretty high pressure though, because if you did come up light, Stewart's gonna have a hit for 5. And he also has to be careful not to over curl this. He would be giving Stewart a shot for 2. It would still be pretty tough.
Line looks good on this one though.
Yeah, the weight looks nice too. So Chad will sit 2. Nice shot.
It's got to be difficult, Stewart, to look for any way to try and score a couple here. If indeed one of those blues is out counting the top yellow, it's a shot for 2 here. But I don't know that any of them do out count. It's important though.
It doesn't look close on the overhead.
So I think this is just a soft weight tap for the single. You'd love to find a way to bring those 4 blues on the side 12 into play, but I don't think there's a way to do it. So take your 1 and maybe get a measure for the second. Both teams have taken a couple looks at it, so it must be close. Last shot, 6th end. This is for 1 for sure, maybe a measure for 2. For the team in the blue pants.
Here we go again.
A little more weight on that one. I think actually the raised yellow is second shot, so we may not even need that measure. Definitely 1, and they'll move the rocks away. So I'm going to call that a score of 1 for Team Thompson. They'll trail by 1 though after 6. Chad Stevens with hammer now playing 7 will lead 4-3. And shall we give you an update on the other sheets? In the Murphy-Thompson, or Kendall-Thompson game, Murphy leads. Okay, Murphy leads 5-4 after a steal of 1 for Thompson in the 6th. They're playing 7th.
No lead is safe.
They were up 5-1, yeah. And in the Fitz-LeBlanc McDougall game, McDougall was leading. Trying to see the points there.
McDougall was leading, I thought 6.
I think it was 6-2. Fitzner scored 2 in the 6th, and now trails 6-4. McDougall leading 7 with hammer. And in the Mackenzie Ouellette game, we're going to have to wait for Big Paul Fleming to get out of the way. He's standing in front of the scoreboard. How dare he? And if you are wanting to catch glimpses of that game, the Mackenzie Roulette game, that is on our other stream with our friends at 360 Live, bringing you broadcasts all week for the Deloitte Tankard and the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. In that game, Roulette leads.
I do not think that they put the score up. For
Yeah, we haven't seen the 6th end score. Roulette was leading by a single. We'll let you know. Someone will remember to post the score eventually. But, if you're watching the stream and want to send me a message, let me know what the score is, because I'm sure that they have it updated more quickly than I do. So tailor our deal up through Stone, and it's just biting the top 12 foot. So no time for a decision here. Kelly Middlestad will hit it. It's not protected by the free guard zone because it is in the rings. Kelly will look to roll his shooter on. This one is curling. We've seen a lot of rocks curl a lot on the center line. Just doesn't roll in. Maybe as active as a corner guard. I think they were trying to nose, weren't they?
I thought they were trying to do exactly that. To roll to be a corner guard.
Oh, well then, shot made.
I'm not sure though. Pretty good result for them anyway.
The rock was half in the ring, so I didn't assume they could even roll and not be in the ring. So
yeah, me either. That'd be a tough shot to call.
Good effort.
Woo! Little fall there by Colton. Good job not burning the stone. Just trying to put up center guard here. Not in the rings. Good adjustment.
That'll be a good one. Threw a few feet lighter. Made the sweepers work for that one. Travis is probably tired. All that sweeping around the corner guard last time. We did have a change. If you've been watching curling, you know about this directional sweeping, that you tend to only put one sweeper on a lot of the stones when you're trying to keep the rocks straight. The thinking is that the other sweeper's actually acting against. Although, when you're really going for line, that second sweeper always goes down. So
yeah.
I don't think everybody's totally committed
to
to
habit at this point.
You just want to help your sweeper. So stone coming to the 4 foot from Kelly, and the freeze is the call here for Travis Coulter. Taking a bit of a wider path. The guard is not quite on the center line. So going for line early. Let's see if they can get this by the guard.
The line looks pretty nice here.
That's really cutting.
Wide.
It's a little light, so that just rubs the front. And we have mentioned Travis struggling a little bit with his draw weight. He's been more light than anything. So this looks like a come around again from Graham Brecken. Second stones. Nice shot, a little bit of separation between the two yellows, both behind the guard.
Sitting 2, maybe 3 if that's enough. It's hard to tell.
It's splittable, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I think we're talking about running that center line blue straight back. In perfect world, Stuart will get the two yellows out.
This one, they're going for line. And they're going to want to sweep that other yellow right out. And
There's a nice shot there by Travis.
No sweat off Graham's brack. Brack. It's because his last name's Brecken. Graham Brecken's brack.
So he's just trying to draw around the yellow background.
Same,
so perfectly
same
put
thing,
up
other side.
It's really straight there. Eh? Just not finishing.
They're getting the finish at the end, but you have to wait quite a while for it. Now this one looks a little
It
heavy.
does look a little bit heavy.
Came to a halt on the tee line.
That will leave Team Thompson quite still throwing an opportunity to freeze onto this stone just thrown.
See if they can get this by the guard.
It's diving now, but it's definitely by.
Sweepers will have to get it there. They're working hard just to get this freeze. Doesn't have to be shot. This will really help to shut down the scoring area. And that is frozen on the yellow. Might even be shot.
Cross and roll, right?
Really good shot there by Colton.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he could have made that much better. It's there's a slight angle. It was hard to get to the nose of the Yellowstone. And certainly buried. So Chad won't like that. Chad, man, I thought he would peel.
Never.
I feel like I say that
never.
a lot.
We want rocks in play. He's just
Playing
going to
into
jiggle
it.
things around, try to make these angles a little bit better for himself.
Yeah, if he can pop the Yellowstone out the back and leave something out front.
I do feel, yeah, that's a lonely blue in there right now. I do think that top yellow might be biting a little bit. So if he can rejig these and make that blue stone vulnerable at any point.
Trying to get the curl in there. That's what they were looking for. They're okay with blue being shot right now because there are
that angle's
couple other
pretty
yellows.
good. Yeah. That blue is very vulnerable. All you have to do is make contact with that top yellow, and it at least is going to the back 4 foot.
So here's the guard call. We do have a few rocks out front. Now there is an angle on the yellow for Team Stevens, the yellow that's out front. Colton's guarding the path that was just played by Graham.
Do you like that call?
I think you do have to guard. I mean, you're looking for a steal in your shot stone. I think you do have to guard that path. That angle is still there on the yellow. I don't know if Chad will play it now. Could probably peel first.
He's trying to get rid of the blue, yeah.
I thought this would be what Chad would play on Graham's last shot. So we're down to third stones here as Peter Burgess throwing. Big weight peel. Callie working it. Actually ran it into their yellow, so took away that angle that was available and didn't remove the center line blue. The shot stone is open, but just a sliver.
So do you think if you hit that top 4 foot yellow, do you think that blue redirects into the back yellow?
Yeah,
Like it straight jams onto the back yellow, so that's an option here to sit.
well, for Team Thompson, they're shot, so they're not. They're. I think yellow would perhaps be shot after that was played. Depends on how the back blue would roll. So I think you just have to guard the pick of the blue shot stone.
Yeah.
I think that's what's being called here. There's not really anything on the other side, and it's going to be a guard versus peel and run back play here.
So we're here on first skip stone at the end. Sweeping this.
Going to get this
For
over the
waves.
hog line. Short or just sweeping
over
for
the
this
hog
front
line.
end.
Is it over curling now? There may be a hole there. It's tough to tell from this angle.
We'll see. It is a very long card.
It is a long guard. I think
I just don't know.
there
if
is a hole
Chad
there,
would,
but I don't think you need to go for it.
he could try and play that and pick out the blue, but it ends up being risky. You could chip your own, and the only issue for Chad here, well, there's lots of issues when you're not shot. You got down to skip stones, but all the rocks out front that would be angled into the rings are blue in color, so not ideal in that sense. But I think he's just trying to clear himself a path to access the center line top 4 foot situation. Chad's happy to score a single here, given the fact that it looks like a steal potential.
Is he just peeling that front?
I think so. He may be running it, trying to chip off the top yellow and just kind of clear things out of the 4 foot, give himself a shot on his last. So this is his first. There'll be 1 left per skip after this is thrown.
Big backswing, big weight on this one.
Sweeping for line.
A lot for line here.
So it looks like the run back. And
he will sit too.
There was a drag, like we were asking. Sits 2. Great shot.
Nice shot.
I didn't think the raised one would cause that much drag.
Yeah, I thought it would at least remove the back yellow.
Just squirted it to the back.
Ooh, so this is some pretty big pressure here on Stuart Thompson's last stone. He's all of a sudden facing a possible 3 from Chad after sitting 1 for most of the end. Probably was feeling pretty comfortable in his steal position.
It was, yeah, I would have completely agreed, but a wonderful shot from Chad Stevens.
So what's the call here?
Just a hit. Hit on the open,
hit on the back
yellow. There's nothing on the shot stone. It's buried
and there's
overlapped.
that yeah, that center line blue guard. You can't see it on the stream.
They'd like to nose this, not roll out, so Chad would have the whole house to draw to. It'll just maybe nibble, but Chad's drawing. Oh, he's playing the split. Say, that ice, you cannot be just doing a straight draw. So I think he's throwing an up weight.
It's definitely a makeable split.
Trying to split that yellow on the tees in Deloitte. And roll a shooter on. This would be a big 3 points if he can make it.
Final stone of the end. Chad Stevens looking to split for 3.
They don't have a lot of the yellow stone to hit, so they have to be very careful for line. Going for line now.
His weight looks great.
Curl.
This
ooh. Oh. His shooter is going to roll, but it will stick around, and I think that's just 2. I don't think the very, very close for 3.
Very close.
Good effort there.
That.
So 2 points for Team Stevens go on the board, and they will lead 6-3 after 7 ends. Team Thompson will have hammer in the 8th. And if you're paying attention to the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, the women have completed 4 draws. The men are just completing their 4th draw now. And I'll just give you a recap of the standings in case you haven't been able to check on nscurl.com. Leading the pack at 3-1, there are 3 teams at a record of 3-1. Those teams are Arsenault Brothers and McDermott. Following them, there's a 3-way tie at 2-2, and that is Jones, Hilliard, and McAvoy. Team Breen at a record of 1-3, and McKetton Driscoll yet to score their first win. They're at 0-4. There are 3 games remaining in the women's round robin, and the playoffs will be set once we see the records for all the teams, top 3 moving on. And I just want to tell you guys who will be on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Just give me 1 second here. So at 9 a.m. we'll have Jones versus Brothers, McDermott versus Breen. And on the live stream, courtesy of 360 Live, tomorrow morning 9 a.m. you can catch Arsenault versus McKett and Driscoll or Hilliard versus McAvoy. So those are your lineups for the women for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And we'll get back to our Stevens Thompson game. Stevens leading 6-3. And we're getting toward the end of the game, so really no different than we've seen all game though. A couple corner guards and some stones in the rings.
We've
very exciting.
The scoring situation has been pretty uniform throughout the entire game. Stuart Thompson team is trying to generate some points here. They've been able to keep up, but they haven't really been able to break into a tie or anything.
Yeah, and Team Stevens playing very well, and Chad in particular with a few savers on his last. A few of these ends.
Yeah, other than barely missing the split for 3, I can't really think of much that he's missed. So yeah, Chad Stevens just electing to throw some stones in the house.
We have more updates for you. The seventh ends have all been posted. I think we're one of the slower games, so all the other ends are getting posted before we are finishing our end. Big steal of 2 for Ian Fistner-LeBlanc against Brent McDougall to tie things up after 7. It's 6 apiece. McDougall with hammer in the 8th. And Doug McKenzie scoring 1 in the 7th versus Kevin Ouellette, but he'll still trail 4-3, playing 8 Ouellette with hammer up 1. And I didn't see what happened. It looked like maybe a 2 for Team Murphy, and I must have missed a stone around the rings because they did score 3 against Kendall Thompson, and they will lead 8-4, playing 8. Thompson with hammer. So there's your lineup on the center line from Kelly and Graham. 3 well-placed zones. Hard to ignore that center guard when there's a top 4-foot rock. So this is a run back call for Travis Coulter. Leaves the shooter up front.
Although he did leave that yellow, it is not a bad result. I think they do want to play towards that corner guard.
Yeah, they'd love to bring play to the wings, and the raised rock sticking around on the side I don't think is too bad. The 4-foot's open for scoring. They'd be disappointed if they don't score a couple here, so we'll see them try and direct play to that side. As Graham makes the peel on the center guard.
So here we go with the soft weight. Soft weight freezes and taps around the corner guard again.
And this was that spot we were saying that we didn't see a lot of finish across the center line, but we did see a lot of movement in another end when we were watching a stone go to the wings. So I'm curious to see how this rock will react.
One's good. One's good. One's good.
So it is curling early.
One's good. Come on, girl.
Looks like it has a lot of legs on it here.
One's good.
They're working hard to get this by the top guard. There is a second guard closer to the rings, so that's on the top guard. We'll roll for a center though. So the same peel here for Graham. Oh, sorry, we're on to Peter Stones, actually. And one behind.
just going for the setup here.
I think they can make the double on the yellows.
I think so. Around the blues.
Quite as steep as it looks in the overhead. Oh, and just chips the blue into the rings. A little unfortunate there. It's not something you want to do. You want to double the blues and not.
That was a little bit of a risk trying to get cute with the double. But he is still sitting 2. Not really any options to double easily.
No, so this will be
The same
back
shot.
house weight. Yeah, a little draw tap. Just watch Travis's come up light. Colton has a bigger extension, so this one is tracking on the center line for longer.
This is not curling. This is not curling. Got Travis really working at it. They will make contact, but it's just going to lay right open, right in the hole. Easily accessible for him. Just didn't curl up like they expected it to. The weight really was only a couple feet light. That was pretty good weight.
Yeah, I think they would have been happy with the freeze too. It might have just been calling it same freeze. I just noticed much more extension on Colton's release, and it just held on that line. Travis curled out of his hand, and Colton certainly curled a bit longer. So this is just a hit and roll. Keep separation with the yellow stones. We'll have to have a look here. There might be an interesting hit here. Looks like fun. So you could have a hit and roll or a hit and ricochet.
Double and kick up towards the back of that yellow.
They're looking at the freeze again. I don't love that there's 2 yellows in the back of the rings.
Drawing.
Colton would like to play the same shot. This is, it's important that he makes this on this shot. If they're going to ignore the stones at the back of the house, he will not be shot after this, even if it's made perfectly. This is a setup shot.
This is like the last. We're getting pretty late in the end here, and I think Team Thompson's probably feeling that they need to get a scoring stone in the house.
Colton took a bit of weight off this one, so it is curling. Sweepers are having to work really hard to get it in the rings. They'd love to grab a biter out of this, try and salvage the shot. And it will bite.
That's not what they were looking for.
But Team Stevens still sits 3 yellows hanging around the 8-foot. So where do you put this so that the other team can't make some sort of double or triple? Because those are the types of shots we'll be looking at now. Chad's thinking in front of the Yellowstone. Peter likes peeling the blues, does he? They're aware. I think that's just a good awareness of the upweight ability of their opponents. I think there is some sort of a double or triple available on the yellows. It's the only way to access that back yellow. If Chad plays this now, the side yellow will be available, but I think he's thinking if he hits this thin enough, he could get a little bit of movement and clear both blues. One at least. So big weight here. Not worried about keeping the shooter, although they wouldn't mind sticking around. Shooter will roll over and out over top of everything. I think we might see that around the horn shot now.
I don't think it's there either. I think it's too steep.
Yeah, it's a little flat.
I think you're definitely going under that last yellow on the 8th. Behind the corner.
Yeah, it'd be hard to have enough momentum to go back up.
Yeah, that'd be pretty tough.
So the hit and roll is the other option. And the freeze they're looking at too. The freeze is the call here. But I would play. You get 2 rocks remaining. You'd like to score them both. It's a forced situation right now.
It's kind of turning into a now or never thing. There's only 3. There's only 2 ends left after this. You kind of need to score 2. You're down 3. If you score 1, you're into either a steal game or a score 3 or more game in the last end.
Yeah, and the thinking behind this, of course, is if you play the hit and roll in front of the back yellow, and it's not perfect, it's an easy shot for Chad. So in this case, you can have your freeze be a little imperfect and still protect your thrown stone.
Yeah, there's that catcher there, and that helps.
Sweepers are working on this one, though.
Off it now.
For the curl.
I think the weight's good. This line's going to be very important.
Need to get this to the tee line. Try and lock it right on that yellow stone. That's just about as good as you could have thrown it. I don't know that you can remove that blue. It jams on the back yellow. Chad's trying to figure that out as well.
Okay. Good.
I mean, you're going to play weight at this?
Yeah, that was a
Must make.
yeah, must make and good shot. So he's making Chad think about it, that's for sure. What do you think? Do you think it? I don't think it completely jams. I don't.
Well,
know
you
what
can
I'm
either
talking
hit it on the nose and try and get it to go more flat across the top, or you can try and pick it. You're looking at, I think, the nose. So this will be a lot of weight here from Chad. There is a large chance that it could go into that back yellow. I think he's trying to hit this with a heck of a lot of weight on the nose and let it shoot across the top of the back yellow stone.
You see a backswing on this one?
Yeah, this will be. He's thrown his up weights very accurately
Yeah,
in the
oh my
game.
gosh,
Chad's
yeah.
been
No, he's played great. Here we go.
doing awesome. So his last shot, 1 to come. And
He's working on this.
they're hoping this will go over the top. Let's see.
So,
Yellow sits 1, so this will be a hit for 2.
wow, that
Don't know that was going anywhere.
yeah,
That was hard to tell.
yeah. I don't know if you could have made that.
Chad hit that pretty good.
Yeah.
They were sweeping to keep it straight.
So this is
wow.
this would be a big skipper's deuce here. If you can hit and stick in the 4 or in the 8 foot, I guess.
I don't know. Chad threw that really nicely. I don't think that shot.
Oh, I don't know if it was there. I
Had to try it.
I really thought it was there. It's tough. We don't have the greatest angle here, but I don't know.
All right, so this is a hit.
Hit and
Easy
stick for
weight
2.
For 2. Looks like a good one. It'll stick rolled a little bit, but it'll stick
Yeah.
around for the 2 points. So
Full confidence all the way down.
rebound after giving up a surprising 2 on a wonderful shot from Chad Stevens in the last end. For 2 for Team Thompson. They'll still trail. Stevens leads 6-5. And in the 9th end, Stevens will have him.
This is one of those situations here. What do you play for in this situation? Do you play for
Well, you
do you
either
play for the force or do you play for the steal?
get the 5 rock rolls, so I'm curious as well. I have seen teams be okay trying to force to 1, take 3 in the last. If you steal this end, tie it up, you have to steal in the last end. The risk if you force, you have to get 2
You have
to
to get 2
tie
and
in the
then
last end.
steal, yeah.
Yeah, stealing 2 in a row is difficult. It's not an easy task either way. So I suspect we'll watch how the first couple rocks go and then maybe see the strategy there. For Stevens, they're going to want a blank. They're going to want to retain hammer going into the 10th end. Up 1.
First stone, looking for a top 4-foot draw.
He's thrown a few of these. Yeah, seen such similar setups every end. Both these teams, like I mentioned earlier, like the rocks in play. So we've been treated this game. They didn't call the second center guard. I know that Chad's going to peel as soon as he gets the opportunity. Or maybe they did, and this is...
I don't think they did.
Just slides halfway into the rings. But it's available for appeal here. Kelly's a lefty, so he throws from the opposite hack, so it's to go over... Probably can't see as much of this stone as he would like, but it is available for the hit. Waiting to sweep this one. Want to make sure it makes contact. Don't lose the shooter. No problem there. Here's the freeze call for Travis Coulter. To lay this on top of that yellow top 4 stone. This is where the peels can start. Of course, Chad with hammer and peel at the 6th stone. See if the sweepers can get this one to freeze this blue stone onto the yellow. Pretty close. And just up, actually over curled a little bit.
It's the wrong side. It's not a good spot.
Oh, Chad was calling the draw, but his team reminded him that he can peel. It is difficult because it's not after the lead stone, now after the second stone. So when you have hammer, you're usually not thinking you can peel. That's what the teams are there for, is to remind the skip how to do their job.
I did.
We need people to keep us in line. So Travis will put the guard up, just replace that center guard. I foresee.
I was distracted by the comeback happening. It should be.
Oh my goodness, a steal of 1 1/8 for Ian Fitzgerald-LeBlanc. After trailing all game, he now leads.
Steals 2 and 6, just 2 and 6.
Wow.
Now leads.
Was down 6-2 and now leads 7-6.
Oh, I'm sorry. He did not steal 2. He scored 2
scored
with
2.
hammer and 6. Stole 2 and then stole.
We don't need 5 rocks to kill those 2.
Peel from Graham again.
That sit out front as a corner guard.
They called appeal, which would mean the shooter would roll out. Left the corner guard. So here's where I think it's trying to force. So when I was mentioning, might try to make a decision partway through the end. Not shot. It won't be after this, but a chance to have 2 blue stones in the rings means a chance to force Team Stevens to a single. We know Chad would like to blank. He'll take 2 if he can get it. So that is the risk with it, is you give your opponent a chance to get the 2 points. They obviously very much want to force, be down 2. And it'll differ, I think, team to team. Some will want to try and steal, and others will go for the force.
Great weight there from Colton Steele.
Just above the tee line, behind the guard. It might be a way hit to do something with both of these blues. So we are down to 3rd stones. See if Peter can get both these blues moving. This one is over curling. Shooter is on the opposite side of where you want to hit, and that shooter will roll, leave blues sitting 2. So here's that center guard going back up. The force is on.
We're getting pretty late through the end here. This is Cole's 2nd stone. Imagine Chad would have liked to have something else going here.
Yeah, I would like to have sitting 2nd shot, having that thrown stone stick around.
Line's very important here. You really need to guard that entire center line stone or the inside a little bit. There is a double available if you manage to make this guard.
So it looks like it's guarded the correct side for the double. There is a run double, and that's what Chad's talking about. He's tapping a stone in the rings, but the indication would be that you would get there from raising the guard that was just thrown. They're talking about a soft weight shot as well. I think the guard over curled just a little bit. This will leave the shooter open, but it's a way to open up the scoring area for Chad. He does not want to give up a steal, so we'd like to score if possible. This is a soft weight hit. They're trying to get this by the guard. Looks like it's by.
This is pretty good.
Now to try and get to nose. I don't know if they could get to nose, but there it is.
Beauty.
So yellow, shot stone.
So I think Stewart's going to try to follow this down and do the same thing. Does he want to roll away?
The 4-foot is open for Chad, so in terms of his ability to score, it's looking a lot better. That last stone was just nibbling the top. So for Stewart, I think you'd want to stick around, sit 2 right on the center line, and block the draw path. First, you have to make sure your rocks are I'd say than starting to slide and realize you have something under your stone.
All routines off.
So reset, have at it. So this will be a similar weight, like a hack weight. This one looks like it's curling a little earlier than Peters. Trying to get this by the guard again. Taylor's working it. Just rubbed.
Tough one.
that's the first time they've over-curled anything. It's been a game of both teams having rocks go a little straight, and there we're seeing the current center line. So Chad sitting shot now. This would be an option. And again, that was that risk you talk about when you try to force. Sometimes you do end up giving up the 2, but so Chad will be playing, I think, a draw, just freezing red zone. I think he can get second shot by doing that. If he sits 2, there may be a chance for 3. It depends on what Stewart throws. But he's drawing around the center guard, trying to give himself a chance for a few here. Curl and finish. He's right onto his own. He doesn't want to leave a double here. This is good.
Double is...
maybe we didn't quite curl up enough. Tapped his own up. There might be a double.
There might be a double. Can't throw much weight at it, I don't think.
You know it will curl on that center line.
Yeah. There's really not much more of an option for Stewart Thompson unless he were to around both of those to the back 4-foot. Even so.
And you think he's playing the nose double, eh? There might be an up weight over the top. It's just very difficult.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We'll see depending on the weight of this. This doesn't look like a big weight, so I think it's the nose. I'd like to leave the shooter in that 12-foot area. Right on the nose. He'll do it.
Not curling like they're expecting it to.
Won't make the double. Wilson and third. So Chad will have a draw around that center guard. I think he'll keep it to the other side of the sheet. So this is a draw for 2. All it really took there, that one miss, that one rub of the guard. End up giving the chance for the 2 here. Stevens didn't panic. That one miss early on, but a nice couple last shots to set up this chance for 2. So this is a draw. Needs full 8 foot for the 2 points here. Sweepers are on it right away.
Only need to bite the 8 foot.
No, they don't seem to mind it. They're trying to hold it, but I think it's going a little straight. Looks like it will settle in nicely. We may see someone come sweep that, but it is grinding. So that is good for the 2 points for Chad Stevens, successfully drawing to pull his team ahead. That will be 8-2 going into the last end, the 10th end here. And with 4 and change minutes on the clock for both teams. Team Stevens up 3. Team Thompson will have to score 3 here in the 10th to tie it. After trying to force or even potentially steal there at 9. A little disappointed, but will go for their 3 here. And Team Stevens, of course, will be hitting machines coming down to the end. So if we don't get a chance to update the other sheets before our game finishes, although 2 of the 3 are playing the 10th end, we'll give you an update on the scores here at the in the Fitzner and Blanc McDougall game. We mentioned Team Fitzner with a couple steals, resulting in them leading McDougall 7-6. The blank in 9 means McDougall is coming home with hammer down 1. In the Mackenzie Ouellette game, a score of 1 for Ouellette, and then leads means they lead Doug McKenzie 5-3. Doug McKenzie down 2 with hammer in 10. And we're still in the 9th end in the Murphy and Kendall Thompson game. And Murphy leads that one in 9 by a score 6 with Hammer. And in our game, this looks like a good old favorite lead stone, which is to throw the rock through the rings. No better than any at this point for Team Stevens, up 3. And we'll see the corner guards coming up from Taylor Ideal. That looks like a good one from Taylor. Chad's asking Kelly to play a little tick shot here.
Fun.
We don't see the corner tick. We see the tick shot on center guards to push them to the wings. In this case, Kelly's going to try and actually move this stone into the ring so that it can be hit on the next shot. With a little more weight than typical tick shot just to keep it straight. Doesn't want to remove the blue from play. Stuart's going to try and sorry. Trying to sweep it to remove it when he realized it wasn't going out of the rings. Stopped. Chad realized maybe I should sweep that to get it out of the ring, but not out of play. So very successful shot there from Kelly Middlestat to effectively remove that corner guard out of play. Could have made that any better. No. She rolled out. So there's another corner guard. Again, 5 rock rule in place, so this cannot be peeled out.
Gonna go for the tick again.
Graham's not going to try it. Just toss this one. I would love to see them try that again.
But it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I understand why they do it. They're lucky that that blue stone went far enough. It's really in the perfect spot for Chad. It went far enough that Stuart cannot freeze to it and be in the rings. That was pretty perfect.
It was very perfect. We'll have to give Kelly Middlestat props for that. A good line call from Chad too. So Travis is throwing another corner guard here. Chad Stevens will have the peel available, though. We are past the 5 rock rule, so when you need to score 3, even with the 5 rock rule at this point after that nice tick shot, you do need a miss.
You're going to need 2 misses. They haven't missed a peel yet tonight.
I think you only need 1, because if you draw around, you can get your 2. You need something to stick around, and
that's 1.
well, there is a little bit of a miss. So Graham's rock not quite rolling out. So Stuart will call another corner guard, a second corner guard.
Kendall Thompson making a little bit of a comeback run.
Stealing 1 and 9.
On shooting down 1 without hammer.
So Team Thompson will call, timeout was called from the front end. I think Stuart was happy with his call there. But the rest of the team's calling the timeout. I wonder if they're going to suggest he draws around the guards.
Yeah, he called the guard, right?
Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised.
I think it's an okay call. The corner guard's not ideal, so if you can plays
Yeah.
the second corner guard half tucked. That will give you a little bit of a extra buffer, extra protection. You know that Chad Stevens going to, and they would have double peel available on the two blue stones out front. So I can see why the team might have disagreed with that call. Of course, to get their coach Kevin out, see what he has to say, or they just need to regroup.
Same bro.
We'll see where it ends up. Says it looks like they stuck with the same call, but they may be trying to put this one in.
I think they're putting it in. It's a difference of a foot. Really, he did call it very tight last time.
Yeah. As tight as that guard would have been, or would
I think
it's hard to
it's
get.
Yeah, it's.
And they're saving the better, closer guard for later. So we're on the last of second stones here. Just to the edge of the 12-foot, around that.
It will end up biting. It's a good shot.
What a great shot from Travis. That's incredibly difficult.
Yeah, that was very precise.
We've seen a lot of excellent shots this game. Let's not going to worry about that stone in the rings. There's not really any point to play at risk if you ever wicked your own and then leave the better corner guard. So Peter's just going to peel the blue corner guard on his first.
Get ready. Hard line.
They did it.
Now they called that as an option, and so what a great shot.
Yeah.
It's kind of a highlight reel this end, isn't it? No guard on the other side of the rings, but there's still rock in the back, the thrown rock stuck around the back house. So 4 rocks left for Team Thompson. We're going to try and make 3 of them count.
Feels fine.
Not.
No, it's Team Stevens playing as well as they are. It's got to take the wind out of your sails a little bit. You make a great shot and then they make one back. And that's what Peter's been doing and Chad's been doing all game. Kelly had to get in there this end.
Yeah. This one's going to overcurve.
Great weight. Just didn't quite have the line there, so should be available for Peter to hit. Actually hit the Yellowstone first. The only issue is the thrown stone stuck around on the side of the rings behind that.
It's really directly behind that corner guard.
Yeah, it'll make it difficult to remove if Colton can make this freeze. Gotta be there. Oh, they got that in the rings. What a sweep. Because the stone in the rings they were freezing to isn't totally buried behind the guard. That means the line for this one leaves it open. So we're down to skip stones. If Chad can remove this, this will be it for. So as Chad Stevens getting ready to throw his first skip stone, and perhaps shutting the game down, we want to thank you for joining us here at the Dartmouth Curling Club for the Deloitte Tankard, courtesy of 360 Live. Let's see, Chad, can make this happen.
Some good cleans here. Looks pretty good. And that'll be
So
handshakes.
that'll be handshakes. So it'll be a win and a record of 4-0 for Team Stevens. They'll be the first team to advance to a 4-0 record. That'll leave Team Thompson at 3-1. You can switch over to the other stream, Sheet C, to catch the end of the Mackenzie Ouellette game, and check nscurl.com for the scores in the other two. We'll catch you back in the morning for the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, featuring on the broadcast Arsenault and Kent Driscoll, and also Hilliard versus. Thank you on behalf of Liz Garnett and myself, Selena Thompson. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time.